Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Matthew and today we are doing another video. This time it's a figure comparison, one that I've been excited to do for a long time now, but it's finally ready. In this corner we have, of course, the newly released Funko Pop Blacklight Mothra. And in this corner we've got also the newly released Youtooz Classic Mothra. Now, as per usual, we'll be doing another good old bunch of rounds. Sculpt and paint, not articulation. We'll be doing size, not really accessories, price, availability, packaging, and so on and so forth. I guess just those 5 rounds then. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the meat of this video. So, round one is sculpt and paint, and let me just go ahead and say, we're going to be judging this as fairly as possible because both of these figures are different designs of Mothra and have different paint applications as to what they're trying to replicate. This is based on the 2019 King of the Monsters movie from the Monsterverse, and this one's based on the classic Toho Godzilla films. That being said, we're just going to judge specifically the sculpt and how the paint is actually applied and how well it is executed. So that being said, let's go ahead and start. First, I'll start with the Funko Pop. The Funko Pop is honestly very unique because it's not a standard release. It's a Blacklight Entertainment Earth exclusive edition. With that being said, it's casted in a beautiful orange plastic that makes it so good. And honestly, I really am digging it. Even though, again, it's not accurate, who cares about accuracy when it comes to blacklights? The sculpted details are really what steal the show. We've got the eyes, which blend well into the Funko form. We've got the beak. We got the mandibles. We even got like the little pincers that Mothra is known for having in this version of the movie. Or, well, this version in the movie, I should more clarify. The wings are nice and big and fit right to the point where they just barely fit in the box, which was an incredible feat on Funko's part. Also, another thing worthy to note is that Mothra also features a bunch of blues and yellows on the wings as well, if that wasn't already obvious enough. And also, the fur pattern on Mothra's body is really well done. Even a little stinger is added as well. However, because this is the Blacklight, this does not carry much of the paint, kind of color-wise, and as a result, kind of draws the figure back a little bit. I definitely think that they should have done a standard Mothra release now that they have the mold and, of course, the money to do so. With that being said, though, the paint application for what is here is actually very nice. Although I will say they kind of got a little lazy when it came to painting these stripes in particular, because if you look closely, those are just painted on. That's not even the actual lining anymore. Now for the Youtooz. I can honestly say that I have very little problems with this. Even though I just reviewed this the other day, this is honestly beautiful. The kind of like fluffiness on the figure itself, with all the whites going around, the browns, the several shades of brown going from dark brown to mustard, kind of yellow almost. So the wings, the eyes look really nice, and they even got the standard Youtooz eyes on there, which don't look that bad, honestly, now that I really think about it. We got the several hands, several limbs, and even down to the back, where we can see the Youtooz really did a more simplistic yet one-to-one recreation of what was in the movie. I will say that it is a bit flat on terms of the details, but honestly, for what it is here, it's still really good. It even has like a little pattern with the abdomen a little bit. All in all, I definitely do think that both figures really do outweigh each other in terms of different categories, but if I have to pick one to win this round in particular, it has to be the Funko Pop. Originally, I was so hard pressed on picking the Youtooz because of its colorness, but I really feel like that would be an unfair comparison right there because, even though I just spat, this Mothra honestly has way more details than this one. When you really look at it, this is just all paint. This actually has a lot of intricate details into it. The fur is more detailed than the Youtooz one. It's more simplified here versus here when you can just take your finger and actually rub on it. When you take a look at this versus this. You take a look at that versus these. There's no debating about it. Even though, again, I definitely think that in terms of overall color amount, they could have definitely put some more color into here because there are plenty of blacklight colors to choose from. And the Youtooz completely dominates the Funko in terms of colors. But really, the Funko wins this round because it has better detail. Round 2, size. Now, obviously, this is going to be a tie point because both of them, even though that this Mothra is technically the taller one, if you don't count the wings, compared to this one, because in terms of the body proportions, yeah, this one's like much bigger than the Funko Pop is. It's no debate that they're essentially the same size. You could put this Mothra with some other Youtooz figures and it'll look natural if you ignore the eyes. You could put this Youtooz with other Funko Pops of the same size and it'll look natural, again, ignoring the eyes. But with that still being said, it doesn't really change that much. So they're essentially the same size. It's a tie point. Round 3, accessories, and aha! Gotcha. You really didn't think I'd include this round? Well, I am, for one reason, and you'll see why. Before you start saying, oh, but Matthew, neither of these figures come with anything, even though they both come with foot stands that are already attached to the figure, and you can't really display without it, even if it got detached. And because they're already permanently attached on both figures, you can't really, say that they're accessories. But why did I include accessories in this video? Gimmicks. This figure glows in a black light. This one isn't really meant to. It doesn't really have any gimmick. It just looks cute. This one, again, is meant to glow under a black light. Because in years past we've had these sort of figure comparisons and glow-in-the-dark or black lights have always been considered a gimmick, this grants the Funko another point. Round 4 is price. Now, admittedly, yes, both are kind of exclusives, limited editions, one production run, that's it. But there is something to note. The prices are definitely different. This one is about close, a little bit more expensive than Funko standard price, but it's about like 15 bucks. Versus every Youtooz figure that's ever been made, standardly, not flocked or any kind of like yada yada, has always been $30, $29.99, and that includes this one, the Mothra. That basically means that she's still twice as expensive as the Funko Pop, and the Funko Pop wins the point. Availability is also kind of also another slobber knocker. As of this video, you can still get both of them on their respective websites, at least I believe. Okay, just to actually quickly update, she's not available on Entertainment Earth anymore, at least for men's, but she is actually still available on Funko.com for about said price. Youtooz is also available for $30 on their website as well. However, in terms of availability, I can say with confidence that the Funko Pop barely edges out the Youtooz for one reason. I have not seen Youtooz figures in literally any major retailers yet. I know they've hit it, but I haven't seen it. And even then, it's so sporadic. It's so random almost. The Funko Pop, Funkos are generally released no matter what, even if they are Entertainment Earth exclusives. Unless they're convention exclusives, that just stays locked and loaded. But that means this one has had retail releases in the past, even at the same stores they're selling the Youtooz in, so Funko Pop wins the point. Now for the last point, which is packaging. Now, admittedly, yes, both are pretty neck and neck when it comes to the box protectors, until you take into account the fact that this was just an edition that the seller I bought them from actually just included it out of pure generosity, which absolutely thank you so much. But speaking on base, out of pure purchase, it's pretty much no competition. The Youtooz absolutely slobber knocks the Funko Pop. It has a sleeve, a box protector with no additional charge, plus original artwork. This one blends in with practically anything and everything Funko related. Even though it is casted in a different type of style guide and whatnot, it still just looks like a Funko Pop box. Even though this is Youtooz style, it at least is unique enough thanks to the original artwork, and I gotta go with Youtooz on this one. So when it's all said and done, who gets the point? Or, well, who gets the win? Well, for sculpt and paint, it was Funko Pop. Size, it was basically a tie point. Uh, Accessories there. Oh, sorry, I had a brain fart. Went to the Funko Pop. Because it has the gimmick, of course. Price went to the Funko Pop. Availability went to the Pop, and the box went to the Youtooz. It's a score of 5-2. The Youtooz loses. The Funko Pop wins. Now, admittedly, yeah, it did seem like a pretty mismatch, but honestly, I'm not gonna lie. In terms of the quality of both figures, it's pretty even. Like, it all really comes down to your personal preference. Do you want something that's new, modern, or something that takes more attack on the originals? It's really all down to you. Just because the Youtooz lost does not mean that has to be the figure you picked up. I would say if you're after one, just make your mind. Really, it's all down to you. I do these videos specifically for fun. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys liked it, definitely subscribe to the channel. Jesus loves you. God bless you all. Go out there and spread the gospel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everyone.